When you say the Avinu, you're actually making a contract with God. And I'll show you what that contract is. You know that expression, I say bitterness, but here it's holding on to anger. So holding on to bitterness is like drinking poison, drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. Being bitter doesn't help you. And it doesn't do anything to either, it doesn't accomplish anything. So I knew a woman about 20 years ago. She was telling me a story about something that happened 50 years earlier. Now she's about 65 telling me this. She's telling me something that happened when she was 15, and she was very bitter about it. And I said to her, "You sound bitter." And she got really angry at me. Well, just a couple years before that, one of her relatives had given her a book called The Dance of Anger. Now, how many times do you give a book about anger to a relative, right? So this woman had an issue with anger and bitterness, and it really didn't help her. And about 2 years after my conversation with her, she was diagnosed with cancer and told that she would live another 5 years. And 5 years later, she died of cancer. I talked with a woman who worked in an emergency room at the time, and she said she sees many people come in for cancer, and she sees that, that snarling, angry bitterness on the face, and she thinks it's connected. So bitterness doesn't help you. But not only that, when you pray the Avinu and you say, Umechol lanu chatotenu, ka'asher anachnu mochalim lachotim lanu, you're saying, God, forgive us as we forgive those who sin against us. What you're saying is a contract. You're saying, God, I want you to forgive me as much as I forgive that other person. So here's a diagram of two people having a reciprocal arrangement here. One does something to the other person does it the same amount back. Now it's a little different what we're saying in the Avinu. We're saying, as much as I do to this other person, I'm asking God to do to me. How much do you want to be forgiven by God? Partly, do you want God to be bitter at you because of the sins that you've done? I don't want God to be bitter at me. And I want complete forgiveness from God. So there's nobody I can't risk being bitter at anybody. It's tempting. Things happen. But remember, every day, every time you say the Avinu, you're making a contract with God. As much as you forgive somebody, that's how much you want God to forgive you. So now Kellan will quote it.
Avinu shebashamayim, yitkadesh shimcha v'yitbarech malchutcha. רצונך יהיה עשוי בשמיים ובארץ. ותיתן לחמנו תמידית, ומחול לנו חטאותינו, כאשר אנחנו מוחלים לחוטאים לנו. ואל תביאנו לידי ניסיון, ושמרנו מכל רע. אמן.